This video is going to show you how to use the Vermont Online Library databases. You're going to first start on the Colchester Middle School site. You're going to go to Academics and then Library to get to the library website. And we're going to click on Research Databases. And it's going to pop this up and it's going to ask you what your password is. The password for all of us is lowercase CMS. Pretty straightforward. And now it gives you a link to all of our databases. Today we're going to be using the Vermont Online Library. So you're just going to click right here. This particular one does not have usually a password to sign in. Sometimes you might need it when you are trying to revisit a saved link. And if you ever need it, it's maple syrup, all one word. Today all we have to do is click on this. It might ask you, might pop up a box asking you just, if it can use your location. It's okay to say yes to this. And we are going to click on middle school. And then this gives us all the databases that are appropriate, most appropriate for middle school. You can use the others, of course, if you want to, but for today we're going to be using the ones that are middle school. So I'm going to click on opposing viewpoints. And here's where it's going to ask you to use your location. Okay, so this is the main page for the opposing viewpoints database. This particular database is really good for controversial issues research. So I'm going to type in one of the topics for this project, video games. I can also browse it from the Browse Issues button right here. So what this does, it gives me a whole bunch of stuff on this page. So for example, I can click Read More and it will give me sort of a main article that is usually, these are really long, gives you a ton of information just on the main article. On each article in this database, it does several things. You can download or print the article. You can create a citation of the article right here by clicking on Cite. It gives you the citation here that you can either copy and paste into your assignment, or you can export directly to Noodle Tools by clicking on Noodle Tools and then click Import References. Other useful things that you can find in individual articles. There is a translation button that will translate the article into multiple languages. You can increase or decrease the font size of the text if you want the text to get bigger or smaller. You can also have the database read the article to you. You can double click somewhere to add a note or a highlight. You can export it to your Google Drive. You can email it to somebody. There's lots of things you can do. Over here on the side, it says more like this. This is a really useful tool if you want to find more articles that are similar to this one. That can be helpful if for finding different search terms. For example, this is also related subjects down here. If you were using a search term video games, you might not have thought about some of these other terms, video games industry, media violence. So you can use these explore items in the box over here to give you more information. I'm going to go back to the main page now on video games and just show you some other media here. If it is one of their main issues, one of their big issues that shows up on the Browse Issues page, it's going to have a ton of other resources. For example, it has featured viewpoints and viewpoints. So this will give you articles kind of on both sides of the story. So within viewpoints, you might have articles saying that video games are great, and it might have articles saying that video games harm people. So like, for example, here's one that says, video games harm young people. This one says, it's my escape, how video games help people cope with disabilities. Video games don't kill, but politicians who scapegoat them hit on real anxiety. So these are different viewpoints that you can choose. There are also, if you scroll down, you can see all of these sources. So these are the viewpoints up top. There are also infographics. For example, these are usually kind of like graphs and data. Okay, that can come in handy depending on what you're creating and researching. There are images in case you need those. These are statistics. Preteen kids are spending big money on digital games. Let's see what data there is. There's another, it's basically kind of like an infographic. If you scroll down a little further, there are videos that you can watch. There are magazine articles. News articles and magazine articles are probably going to be some of the most useful for you for middle school level research. Academic journals have a lot of good information too, really high quality research. But some of these articles might be a little hard to understand because these are more written for like PhDs and college students, more so than middle schoolers. And then websites give you other places where you can go for research. And then down here again, here are some other related topics that are related to this one. So I could click on media violence and get yet another topic. So this is kind of like a big rabbit hole that you can go down and find a ton of information. So some of the best reasons for using a database are the quality. You don't have to wonder if these are good quality articles. The fact that you're finding lots of information on your topic all in one place, and you don't have to go doing a ton of searching. And it does the citation and the sourcing for you.